I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I first want to get started. You guys have had really good battles with Miami the last season. Just based off those and just what you've seen from them, what are you expecting against Miami this weekend?
Oh, the same. Obviously, this is a good team with good player, especially one player. This is still amazing what he does as his age. Sorry. No, listen, it's going to be a good game to play. We know that this team can score at any moment. They have a lot of experience also, so obviously it's going to come with a high intensity also, and I expect a really good game. So I'm pleased to play this kind of game. It's going to be good.
I know you've always been big on controlling what you guys can control. What do you guys have to do to make sure everything is right on your end and you guys are doing everything right that you can control?
To have a good performance. The last game we had a good performance against a different style of play. The game before it was Montreal, I think we had also good performance. For me, I'm focusing about the performance. So this is the task doesn't change. Football is the same football. After that, don't get me wrong, there is different style of play, different players. So the idea is to be spot on. When we attack, to attack well. When we defend, to defend well, and to try to control the transition. So I will not reinvent, everything. The idea is to be good on the specific moment and to be ourselves.
Obviously, this is a home game, but not at home. It's in Cleveland. Can you just tell me your thoughts on that and playing away from Columbus?
No, I have nothing to say. I understand why, like I told you, the club decided to do that. It would have been surprising if we don't do it, because the other clubs, they did it. So let's do it. And again, this is not a question for me. So we play in a new stadium, I would say. But I knew that since the beginning, so it doesn't change, to be honest. So the player knows that. So I will not put the focus on that, because I know already that we're going to play in a kind of away-home game. So this is the reality, and we're going to try to do everything to have a good performance.
I don't know if you want to turn around again now. I'm going to ask you about injury. Now, Taha obviously did leave the game in concussion protocol. Just an update on him now. He's doing.
Surprisingly, he was fine. He was okay. So we did every test and so on. So he's okay. No problem.
Coach, just to go back to that St. Louis game, I can't help but think, having listened to you over the course of the last 2.5 years, can't help but think how satisfying those 2 goals must have been, given that we've listened to Steven, we've listened to you talk about his involvement and his timing in the attacking space. And then to know going into St. Louis, they don't give you a lot of wing space, and you break through the press in the midfield with the Dylan Chambeau solo effort. Thank you, Daniel, for the 1-2, but my gosh, as a coach, it must have been very satisfying.
Yes, for sure. I just did a meeting with them, talking about this. It was an outstanding performance in a different way, because again we started the game really well, really well, exactly what we wanted to do, and after that we got punished. It could have been better, but we stayed strong mentally, and we kept attacking, but in a good way. And again, the goal of Steven, I told Steven, I hope that you scored this goal because you wanted to attack, not because you were upset because you didn't win the battle on the 1v1, because this is the way we want to attack. And again, the goal, the way we manipulate the opposition to have numbers inside the box and to score a tap in, I was really pleased. And also to keep attacking, but mentally to be strong also, because I could have scored a good head, but they didn't do it. And I like also the second half, because we adjusted certain things. They did it, and I talked about the momentum. How to when we are ahead, away or home. Obviously, we should have scored more goals, but we didn't do it. And how can we manage the momentum? or to attack quick or to keep the ball. And we had really, really good moments. We had the flow, and this is not all the time like this. When you do something, sometimes you cannot explain, you have a flow. So we had this flow for a few minutes. It was really interesting, but after that, boom, a little slap, and they were able to fight now. So we had different kind of game in one game, and I really enjoyed that, because sometimes we have to be elegant, sometimes we have to be nice, sometimes we have to be ugly, and sometimes we suffer. And they were able to go back and to stay on the task and to try to find ways to score another goal or to defend better. And for me, big crowd, we played against big guys. Wow. The coach is big also, so I was like this. No, listen, I respect him also. He was a really good player in the past, and obviously his team is difficult to beat. So yeah, it's been a really, really good game. Sorry, and pleased with the performance, obviously.
Dylan Shambo last week said our coach sometimes is crazy in a good way, in that he prompts us to be sharp mentally and focused. And so the practices, the training sessions tend to be somewhat unpredictable for the players.
Yes.
Paying you a compliment.
Yes, thank you, Dylan. So, but no, I try to be like that, because I don't like the game in life is about this. It's about how we need to adjust regarding what happens. And sometimes we want to be proactive, but we cannot read in the future. So, but my job is to put them in a certain situation. Sometimes, yes, when I do something, after doing it, I'm like, Wilfried. But sometimes also I have to do things that they are comfortable with. So I like to play with that. But yeah, this is something that we try to do with my staff.
Miami is somewhat notorious this year for having being a little slow in getting defensively organized. When the game gets stretched, there have been criticisms that club is struggling to find their shape quickly enough to tamper out a counterattack. What part of Columbus's game can be effective against an opponent that struggles to get solid defensive shape in transition?
It's a tough game. It's a tough game because I remember last year also we started. We had the control of the game, I would say, and suddenly pam. So we know that with Miami, this is something like that. They can have the ball. They are comfortable also to have the ball. They can defend. Yes, sometimes the game could be open, but when it's open, it could be good for us, but this is good also for them because they are so clinical. With the players that they have, obviously, they are young also, so they did well with to build the team because they have also young players able to run a lot, and but at the same time also they have also really good players and also Messi that we know that is going to create something, and not only him, the other guys, Suarez, Busquets, and also all the players in their team, to be honest with you. So that's why you're going to have to be good tactically in terms of try to anticipate, if when we attack, if we have the good position also to stop the counter-attack. And we're going to have to win our battles because sometimes I saw the goal of Leo. So, okay, bravo. So, but again, the idea is to be ourselves, and I know that my team enjoy this kind of game also like that, and this kind of challenge. So it's going to be a challenge for us, but also it's going to be a challenge also for Miami. So it's a good game in perspective.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Coach, you said you do things for not just for the wins, but for vision. Where do you see right now with your vision 8 games into the season?
The 8 game that we had? No, it's a fact. So this is not for me a vision. This is a fact that we did well, knowing the change and so on. And like I said, I'm not surprised because I can see every day the desire to compete is still here. So now is to all the time try to add certain things, because again, I don't have a team that they're gonna have a humble team, and humble players. So that's why for me this is important because they're able to. This is the game. The game is done. Boom, next one and next one and next one. So in 8 games, I don't know. The next 8 games, I don't know. But what I know is the next game against Miami, they're gonna have a really good week to prepare this game and to have a good performance. And after that, we'll see. But I'm really happy, obviously, about the performance that we had because we had different kind of performance, against different style of play and also teams that change regarding the way we play. So we had to adjust, and I think that we are ahead to adjust quickly, and I'm pleased with that.
And we talked with Sean a little earlier, and he said that you guys have like the bend don't break, mentality. You guys get conceded the first goal, then the first 7 minutes, but you bent, but you didn't break. Can you just talk about like having that type of mentality, going into a big marquee matchup against them?
I think that the way we train, the way we are, the way my players think, I can feel a good energy in my team. And I think that this is the luck that we provoke by having also good outcome. Because the way we train is all about, momentum like this. So we have certain rules depending how many goals that we conceded during the practice and so on to keep the intensity. We have certain exercise that to raise the intensity. We are almost breaking, but we don't break, So we do that, and I think that this is the way we train. But I think also I believe on that the energy that we have within the team help us to have good outcome. Doesn't change about the performance, but good outcome. Because when I watched the game, St. Louis could have scored, but they didn't do it. So is it because we defended well or because they didn't score? I think there is both, So that's why for me, this is the good energy that we have for this moment. Hopefully it's going to stay like that, but I know that football is like this. So for the moment, this is good. So we're going to try to keep going like that.
And a lot of analysts around the league and also outside of the league have said that your style is exciting and also the most consistent that the club has been, throughout over the last 3 years. Can you just talk about your system being recognized and the club as well as being consistent?
Oh, to be honest, this is not something that I'm looking for. I'm looking for coherence regarding what I said the first day when I came here until today. And for me, this is the most important. And we've been coherent. Coherence for me is have a vision, have clear ideas, and try to reach each layers that I want to see during all the season and also during all the time that I'm here. This is an evolution, all the time evolution. So for me, the style of play will not change because this is the way I am as a coach and I cannot do something else. Yes, I like also to defend, attack and everything, but the way we play, this is the way I think that is good for us to have good performance. So my job is to be consistent with that. Because if we struggle and I decide to change, my players are going to be confused. The idea is to be coherent about also what we are, and this is who we are, and this is who I am. So I try to transmit that to my team, and to be honest, my players deserve the credit, not me, because they're able to do it on the pitch, and they take ownership about this. So I'm grateful for that. But after that, all the praise and so on, yes, this is part of the job. When everything works well, this is normal, I would say. But we have to stay humble because it could change quick. But my job with my staff is to be coherent, and this is what we try to do every day.
You talk about the collective. How big was it, for the defensive back line seeing Steven get that
Yeah, this is important because again, we, like I like to say, the front line is the first defender, and the goalkeeper is the first attacker. So obviously, they were first of all happy for Steven, and after that, this is the trigger and the signal that can we score a goal with different players, and this is what happened. And when you watch this goal, yes, Steven attacked. He was like a number 9, but we still have a good rest defense with 3, 4, 5 players. So it doesn't change too much, and I don't put a lot of focus on that. This is side of the ball, the closest player attack, and after that, boom, we have to organize behind. So the only guy who cannot do it, this is the goalkeeper, like I said. After that, you have to respect that.
Thanks, Coach.
Welcome.
Do you seek perfection?
I don't believe in perfection, because if you seek perfection, I think that depending on your mindset, if you are not able to reach perfection, it could be difficult for you. But I'm looking for standards. I have standards, and the idea is to respect those standards, and automatically the word perfection can come if I think like this. I don't know if you understood my English. Okay.
Anything else? All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
We'll turn here in a little bit.